Welcome back to another episode of The Next Investment, where we go all over the latest in Wall Street and finance. I'm George Hathaway.
And I'm Brett Chaves. Today we'll be talking about the difference between a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA. To start things off, a traditional IRA is a retirement fund where people mostly age 21 and up can store funds to later be used during retirement. Now, you might be asking yourself, why not just open up a bank account? I mean, people do that all the time. Well, IRAs have a special function. Over the course of when the money's in the actual account, it accrues interest. This means that you earn more cash as you hold the money in the account. The longer the money stays there, the more you can earn on that initial investment. Traditional IRAs are a little bit different than Roth IRAs, which we'll get to a little bit, because money is taxed when you actually take out the funds. So you insert the funds to the account with no tax, then you have to take them out and factor into taxes on that final deposit.
And there is a huge difference between the two. And jumping into a Roth IRA, it's a special individual retirement account. And in 2022, you can put up to $6,000 a year. And if you're 50 or older, you can put up to $7,000 a year. And when you put money into your Roth IRA account, your money is taxed at that moment. So when you take that money out, say 50 years from now, it's not taxed at all.
The longer you wait, the less money you're going to accrue on that interest. But if you invest now, it's going to help you down the road.
It sure will.
So now jumping into tax season, right? Every college student like us, you really need to be thinking about starting to file their taxes, whether you're going to do it with your parents or by yourself. We're going to give you some 3 key steps in filing your taxes in 2022. First thing, be sure to have all your W-2s from your jobs before filing. Now, what a W-2 is essentially a document that your employer will give you that shows all of the income that you made in that entire work year. So say I'm working at a grocery store, my employer is going to give me a W-2 with about $2,000 to $3,000 in my total income, depending on how much you work that year. The second step is talk with your tax or financial advisor about either filing taxes with them or maybe setting up a TurboTax account. For those of you who don't know what TurboTax is, it's essentially just an online website that allows you to file the taxes yourself. You have to do it manually as opposed to going to your advisor that'll set up all the paperwork for you, and you can just do it a little bit easier that way. And the last thing is make sure you're filing before that April 18th deadline. That's a hard deadline generally, but again, they may change the April 18th deadline depending on where things shape out in 2022. But as of right now, that's the deadline to file your taxes this year.
Yeah, I mean, I've started looking at my taxes, Brett, just to kind of get a basis of where I'm at financially and what I need to do in order to get that next step before April 18th.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, during this point in the month, about January, February, is where you start to get your W-2s from all your employers. Once you know you have all of them, then you can start the process. But definitely start talking to an advisor and get things rolling as soon as you can.
Exactly, Brett. And to another thing to remember, those who live in Maine or Massachusetts, you guys have an additional day to turn in those taxes because of Patriots Day. So those living in Maine or Massachusetts have until April 19th. And once you file your taxes, expect to wait 3 to 8 weeks until you see your money in your bank account.
And that'll wrap things up on this week's installment of The Next Investment. I'm Brett Chaves.
And I'm George Hathaway. Thank you for watching and have a great night.